everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're going to talk about Marvel United teams. So team decks are small little decks that came in the Marvel Multiverse Kickstarter. Some came with, I think, the base game. Some came with the stretch goals. There was a special pack. There's just different teams that were scattered about. All in all, I found 38 teams. And in a separate video, I'm going to rank those 38 teams from 1 to 38, just because I like to rank things. But in this video, I want to talk about them and adding them to your game, and if I think it's worth it. Let's take a look. So here are all the teams. You can see that each team has a different color, which makes them easy to separate. When you take a team, so let's take a look here at the Deadpool team up, for example. It will show you who can be on that team. So we're going to have Bob, Cable, Deadpool, Deadpool from X-Force, Domino, Elsa Bloodstone, Lady Deadpool, and Wolverine. Each of these then comes with 6 cards. There's one exception. The Sword Bearers of Krakoa comes with 8 cards, but you're supposed to take 2 out. So you pick these people, and then you take out 2 that don't correspond to some of the people not playing. The teams can have all sorts of numbers of members. Some of them go, have a lot. You can see ForceWorks has a lot of members. Spider Army has a ton of members. The most members is the United Heroes, which basically says you can use any hero with this team deck. Of course, it's probably not going to be as good as some of the others. And then there's some like the Fantastic Four, which is just, well, the Fantastic Four on here. So once you have this, you have to play with these people. You also need to remove a double wild from each person's deck. So you're going to shuffle these cards up, and you're going to have a team display of 2 cards that are face up in front of everyone. So what you can do on your turn, instead of playing a card that you have, one of your hero cards, you can play one of these cards. And there's some rules about what it does and how it affects the game, and if it's a hero card or not. But essentially, it's like you have 2 extra cards in your hand, and you can play one of these cards. It goes in the lineup, and then you replace it as long as there's cards left. So you can do this 6 times over the course of the game. Most of the cards are good. Here you got an attack. If you defeat 2 or more thugs this turn, gain an attack token at the end of this turn. What a good card. But each deck has 1 negative card. So this one says paychecks delayed. As long as this card is in the team display, heroes cannot gain action tokens. So that's a negative thing. The only way to get rid of it is for you to take it and play it face down, which means you're not getting anything off that card. And so each deck comes with a card that shows you the team, a negative, and 5 positive cards. And the negatives can be all over the place. Let's take a look at the West Coast Avengers. They have a lack of organization. You don't benefit from the previous card in the storyline. But the other cards can be quite good. So this is something that's easily added. They said that if you want an easier game, you can even play without the negative cards. I have not tried that. I played with the negative cards. It comes with a small 2 pages of rules. There's a couple other things. The Defenders team, for some reason, they say you should play with 4 heroes with that one. They talk about how it works with the different modes, but it's pretty simple and easy to add. Folks, I got to say, the team aspect of Marvel United is one of the most fun things they've added in a long time. I've always liked the teams. Some of the team decks make the original teams were already pretty good, which is why when you see my ranking video, you'll see some near the top, because I'm like, I was already using these people as a team. Now they're even better. But some, it's just neat to have an extra choice. An extra choice isn't bad. And the negatives, I would say the lowest teams I don't love as much, but there's almost no teams I dislike. I mean, some of the negatives are, but when I was putting these in order, it was easy to pick my top, and it was easy to pick my bottom, but the other ones, they're all pretty good. So this is a nice thing to add. There's a lot of different facts about the teams. Wolverine is on the most teams. Big shocker there. And so is, I believe, Black Widow. Black Widow and Wolverine, I believe, are tied for being on the most teams. After that, the Iron Man are on the most teams. And Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider is on a lot of teams. And so some of the characters are more teams than not. You'll be surprised, some people like Spider-Man aren't as many teams at all. I mean, there's some things that are weird, like the Fantastic Four. I would be like, well, why can't they have people who were on the team, the Fantastic Four team, at one point, although it wouldn't work with that team. And Iron Man Hulkbuster is on all the same teams that Iron Man is on, which seems, again, some weirdness. There's some oddities of who they put on teams and who they didn't. But I can live with that, with just how cool teams are. So for me, teams are a 9 out of 10. I really enjoy this for Marvel United, one of my favorite games. Really glad to have this extra stuff. And if you can get just even a few of the teams, it's worth it for your collection. I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching The Dice Tower. See you next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.